Hey everybody, J-Rod Plays here. Welcome to week 5 of Season of the Witch. And what an eventful week it was, right? With the funny guns and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the other video that I had, kind of going over the week and the Legendary Shard controversy and everything. And now this is just going to be the weekly guide that way you can get through the Bladed Path quest. As you can see, there's no new additional major arcana. There is some impactful minor arcana though. You do get access to a new Imbaru Engine destination using the Gift of Cunning, and I'll have a little separate video on that, as well as one included in this guide for those that are just looking for the Imbaru Engine, and then for those, of course, that are looking for more information in the guide. It'll both be available in both videos. You also have a maximum of 35 minor arcana from what I found, and 9 major arcana. We're going to get the other 2, of course, when we switch over to the third element that we haven't chosen yet. That's why I'm still missing 2 major arcana. And then we'll have one secret one probably either in the last week of the season or the week prior to. But this is the one that's the most important one this week with the Gift of Cunning. And that's pretty much what sums up this week. There's a few other small things that you'll pick up that are not super impactful that help throughout the week. But nothing that's going to change as far as like additional bounties or any kind of new quests or anything like that outside of the Imbaru Engine, which I think is big enough. It's a nice little section. It's a nice little puzzle to do. And you'll see once we get to that portion of the video. As far as the ritual table goes, nothing specifically new on there. Again, same amount of bounties, same setup here when you're doing the reset. I'm still just trying to get a couple of more guns deep sight finished, but other than that, really not a whole lot going on there. So it's a pretty stale week when it comes to upgrading the ritual area, but it is pretty cool to see the Imbaru Engine and get a little bit of story off of that. So let's hop into the story for the week. So this week begins with us talking to Ikora at the Hollow Projector, where she instructs us that we need to continue tithing to help Eris, so we head off to the Altar of Summons. And from there, the Altar of Summons, we're going to need to do 5 summoning rituals. I don't think it really counts more if you're doing the Powerful, because I still had to do 5 anyways with All Powerful. Once you do those 5, you're going to head back to the H.E.L.M, and you're going to listen to a message of the Hollow Projector from Imbaru. He's going to relay a message from Savathun to us, and that's going to push us on to the next section of the quest, which then takes us to the ritual area where we witness a conversation between Eris and Ikora, which Ikora then stays behind and gives us a little bit of information on how she feels about the situation with Eris and the caution that she has over the entire thing. At that point, we can actually go into the ritual table and claim all the OP cards that we picked up for the week, even the card that's going to give us access to the Imbaru Engine, which I mentioned at the very beginning, and this is going to allow us to go in the next part of the quest to actually see the Imbaru Engine and take part in a cunning trial. Now once you land, you're going to go into the portal that's going to take us up to the top of the Altar of Summons, or the lift should I say, and then from there there'll be another lift that's going to take you up into the Imbaru Engine. Once you actually enter the Imbaru Engine, you'll see that the ground and everything that you're standing on is not exactly what it seems. There's going to be areas where the ground is sideways, and there's going to be areas where the ground is upside down. Things don't move exactly like they should. It looks like gravity is being pulled all the way to the walls. And this is specifically so that it kind of throws you off as you're going from place to place looking for chests. You'll start out needing to find 2 chests, and deceivingly it'll have you find the 2 chests right in front of you, and you think, oh, that's it, really? And so you go to pick a chest, and what you'll notice is that if you pick the wrong chest, it'll actually give you Imbaru, which will count down to 0, and then it kills you, which theoretically in the lore, that's you strengthening Savathun with the light and darkness infused Imbaru, and if you choose the right one, then you don't die and you actually get to continue on. The chest will disappear and you move into the next section. So it's kind of teaching you that on the ground here you'll see the 2 symbols, one looking like the jellyfish and one that's kind of like an X with the dagger pointing down. Those are going to be the 2 symbols you're going to be seeing throughout the entire area, and those symbols are going to tell you which chest you need to pick up. So if you pick up the symbol that's got the X with the little arrow pointing down, that's going to give you a correct kind of you display your cunning message. And if you pick up the wrong symbol, the jellyfish, you're going to end up getting the Imbaru message, which is going to kill you. And so your goal is to jump around from different areas and different platforms, and you'll get the little notifications where the chests are. If you have, I don't know if it's because I had it on my ghost or if it's part of the actual quest, because I usually do have like a small radius chest finder. I bet you if you put the larger one on, you can actually find all the chests and see where all the chests are. And so essentially what you're doing is you're running around looking for the symbols, and they can be hidden many places. They can be on the walls, they can be under the platform, they can be behind a platform, and they actually point across from each other as well sometimes too. So you think that the symbol that you're looking at is actually going to be for the chest that you're underneath, but in fact if it's tilted at a 45, it can sometimes be pointing to the other chest across the way. So it makes you pick the wrong one. And the idea is you're going to go through different circuits where you get 3 chests at a time, 2 chests at a time, and you're going to go through and try to get all those chests correct to move on to the next section. There's no timer, you can take your time, just walk around looking for all the chest spawns, trying to find the corresponding symbols that are next to them, and once you find the corresponding symbols that are next to them, you grab the appropriate chest, you're going to get your display, your cunning message, and you're going to move on to the next section until you finally get a mission success. You'll get like kind of a mission end screen, and that's how you know that you've done everything right. You get like a witch's key and an engram, and then you'll get the Mist and Mysteries and the Mother Morph triumphs, so that you can know that you're done with this particular area, and you have like a certain amount of time that you can run around before it puts you back in orbit. And so that's pretty much it for the Imbaru Engine section. Now let's move on to the final section. So once you're done with this section, you're going to move back into the ritual area, go to the ritual table, where you'll read a quick message from Eris Morn before accepting the quest completion and then giving another task to go visit the radio in the H.E.L.M. From there, you'll witness a conversation between Imbaru and Ikora, Imbaru doubting Eris and pointing out how Eris is walking the same path as the Eris from the Exo Strangers timeline, Elsie Bray. Elsie Bray, of course, is untrusting of the whole situation because we're essentially pushing Eris right into a situation where she's going to be then the strongest hive. Imbaru worries that if she becomes stronger than even Savathun, then she'll have the exact same power that her counterpart was from the other universe that ended up being the final boss, which is possible, and that would be kind of a cool scenario to go through, to have to fight Eris as Hive and defeat her so that we can save our timeline with the help of Elsie Bray, of course, and obviously she'll be involved in that if that's one of the stories coming up. Again, it's also something that we can do where we can go into a different timeline to help Eris with her original timeline, fix her original timeline, so on and so forth. So there's all those stories that are available to Bungie should they decide to go down there, and I hope that they do in the future, because that's something to do, and it would be a cool season to kind of timeline jump, to go ahead and help out all these other timelines and right all these wrongs. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the week. Once you do that, you can head back into the ritual area and pick up anything that you forgot, and then at that point you're free to go about the Destiny universe using the new version of the funny guns and wreaking havoc just like we did last week. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to experience the funny gun stuff, you have a chance to experience it going forward. There's obviously guides out there. I don't necessarily need to make a guide because there's a billion of them on how to do it, but again, I encourage you guys to enjoy it while you can. It's a lot of fun, and again, it's just kind of one of those things where, you know, Bungie tried to take our shards and we're still coming for them. And so, like I said, I have that in the other video. I'm going to leave a lot of that to the other video, but hope you guys enjoyed last week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this week. I'll see you in the next guide.